everyone, today we're going to be doing a quick video on how to disassemble and clean out a laptop. Today I just have my personal laptop I do all my schoolwork on here. This is a Dell Inspiron 13 7352, but the details aren't too important. This will be pretty relevant for most modern laptops. So, before I even touch anything, I'm going to go over the tools that you should have on hand. I won't necessarily be using all of them, but you should have all these at least accessible because you won't really know what you're going to run into. First off, you're going to need a good screwdriver. I have a multi-bit kit from Mastercraft. I swear by this thing, I love it, but you don't need anything nearly this excessive. A simple Phillips screwdriver like this will probably get you through just fine. I also like to have a multi-tool handy, because it'll double for pliers, and there's also pry tools, a knife, everything you could possibly need. Again, you don't need anything that excessive. Simple pliers like this will do you fine as well. A Sharpie and a piece of paper to track where your screws are going. I just draw a little box and a label, say like back panel, and then I draw a little box and put all the screws that came out of the back panel in there, just to stay organized and so screws don't go missing when you try and put it back together. Also, for the actual cleaning part, you should probably have a can of compressed air, just to blow air in all the nooks and crannies, get everything out. And I'm also going to be taking off the heatsink and changing out the thermal paste. So to do that, you will need isopropyl alcohol. I have 99%, the 75 works just fine. And also some replacement thermal compound. So, without any further ado, let's get going. Most new laptops come apart in a very similar manner. Just screws on the back panel will lift off, everything will be right there. It gets a little bit more complicated if you have an older laptop in the Windows Vista, Windows 7 era. But again, just Google around, you'll find plenty of information on that. Speaking of which, it is actually a very good idea to Google what you're looking at ahead of time. Odds are there's someone on the internet who's taken apart your particular laptop before. To go to like ifixit.com or some other reputable tech site where someone's done a tear down. Great guide, just so you know what you're getting into, because you would hate to break your laptop when you're just trying to clean it out, make it run a little better. So, like I said, I'm going to draw a little box. Back panel. And that screw, go right there. It'll stay. Perfect. Alright, so yeah, just work your way around the perimeter, taking out all the screws you see. So this whole back plate, with some persuasion, should just pop right off. You should be using a plastic pry tool, or maybe like a guitar pick for this. I don't have one handy, so I do have to use a metal pick, which is fine. You just gotta be gentle. So, do you want to get this in the shot here? So with some persuasion, this should just pop off. So just wedge it in, give it a little twist like that. Little twist. Snapping. Work your way around, very gentle, don't want to damage anything. In front. Just lift right off. There we go. So just set that aside, and here's the inside of the laptop. So first order of business, disconnect the battery every time. If you have an external battery, like with a little slider and then it'll just click out, go ahead and do that before you even take off the back plate, but a lot of new laptops have it embedded. So in my particular case, I have a single screw here, and then a connector into the motherboard. So again, I'm going to set that aside, I'm going to draw a little box around it. Just lift it. Yeah, it does. There we go. Okay. Oh, one more screw. If you feel something giving resistance, don't start yanking on it. You might have just missed a screw. There was one hidden back here. Now again, go in the box for battery. Okay. And out she come. Alright, so set that aside. So next order, it'll be different for every laptop, the order you take things out. Just try and be logical about it. For example, I'm probably going to go for my hard drive next. So I have a bit of tape here holding that down. There we go. Hard drive. Out she comes. Now we set that aside. Okay, where next? RAM's probably a thing to go for. So you're going to see these pull tabs. Just pull these out. Up that pops. Watch the gold contacts, very fragile. And again, set that aside. Okay. Now, oh yeah, this cable can go now. That's loose. So now I'm going to need to pull out the whole main board. So first order of business is I'm going to need to get this heatsink off, because that's going to be holding the motherboard down. So I'm going to start with the fan, so this wide screw here. Alright, so we're going to blow compressed air through that in a minute, get all the dust out. But set that aside for now. I'm just going to get it apart first. Okay, now the heatsink. This is the copper part leading into the fan grill. So make sure you remove these in a cross pattern. This is especially important on laptops because desktops have big heat spreaders on top. So it really doesn't matter if there's a little bit of torque on it, but laptop, it's just straight to the die. Like you could very easily break this. There we go. So, Dell did a lousy job putting thermal paste on that. Look at that, it's all over it. Less really is more. Especially with laptops, because like I said, they don't have that big heat spreader. So we're going to worry about cleaning that off later. I am going to be changing out that thermal paste, which is just rock solid. I can't even wipe it off with my finger. That is so bad. Okay. So next order of business, let's get rid of this tiny little board with the SD card reader and wireless. So out that comes. This is why you should do research ahead of time, because all of these connections are going to be different depending what laptop you're taking apart. It's different every time. Use this screw to hold that in. So I'm going to plop that there. Box around that. I'll just call this the secondary board. And that should be the only thing holding it in. Oh no, the speaker's connecting here. That's what it is. Let me disconnect the wireless antenna. Lift this up. This is connected with tape. There she comes. There we go. There we go. So that's it. Again, set that aside. A flip or yeah, it is. Okay, so these type of ribbon cables, I haven't seen these like in a while. You just flip each side up. There we go. So you see how those are out now, and then now we'll release the lock, and this should just slide right out like that. So now, like before, we just go around, taking out all the screws we see. I need a smaller bit for that. This is why I like having multi-bit screwdriver, is if you just find out that you need a smaller bit or something, it's not hard to do. And that looks like it goes off. I think this is for the display. Oops, oh this is already loose. There we go. I guess removing screws does that. Oh, was that my warranty sticker? Nope, no, that was the motherboard. Okay. Oh, I have thoroughly avoided my warranty by now, by the way. Pretty sure this laptop wasn't still covered. Oh well. Okay. Okay, there is a shitstorm of cables here, so I'm actually going to take a photo of this and I'll thank myself later. So let's start pulling cables here. So this kind of cable flips up, by the way. If you just stick a screwdriver in here and flip it, up that goes, and you can grab the tab and this just pulls out like that. And same thing here, use your fingernail too. It should just lift off like so. There we go. Set that aside. Okay. More cables. Always cables. This should mostly just lift out. There we go. And now just the speaker. There we go. Alright. Motherboard's out. So again, just step that aside. Alright, we're almost done. We're almost out. Okay. Honestly, there's not much dust here anyways. Okay. So, just do all the steps you just did in reverse. So, starting with the motherboard. So now we're going to get this old thermal compound off. So to do that, we get our isopropyl alcohol and a couple of screws. Okay. So I'm going to take 2 Kleenexes. Now this should just start rubbing off. Now, the heat sink. Round 2. Now, less really is more when it comes to thermal paste, especially in a laptop, like I said before. So, we had to get both the GPU and CPU because they're both integrated together, so we're just going to get a teeny little dot here. Maybe made a little bit too much, but I'm sure it'll be fine. to tighten this up in a cross pattern again. Just tighten, oh, I'm using a different head here. Okay, start at 1, work your way around, tighten this one a little bit. If you had like 4 screws, you'd do like 1, 2, 3, 4, but because I have 3, I'm just going to go around in a circle twice. So you tighten up this one halfway, and you tighten up this one halfway, and you tighten up this one halfway, and now I go around and finish them off. Let's get our secondary board back in. Yeah, why not? So, in this goes here. And blow this out with compressed air. See all the lovely dust. There we go. And it should go in this way. Let's do hard drive next. So you can go this way, yeah, this way. Swings around here, plugs in to the hard drive, like so. Alright, hard drive's back. Next we are missing RAM. Make sure you line up the notch, slide it in at like a 45-degree angle until the gold part is no longer visible, and then just push down. So I'm just going to put that cable here for now. Make sure it is thoroughly out of the way. In you get. There we go. Oh yeah, there's even a little notch to slide the cable through. Okay. There we go. Alright, we're good. Okay. I'm just going to plop this back on. Just haphazardly. And see if it turns on. Battery may just be dead. I'm gonna get my charger. There, see? As soon as I plugged it in. Oh dear. There we go. And we're live. There we go. So I didn't break it. So, all nice and clean. Nice cool temperatures. Won't verify if the keyboard's working for a little bit, but I'll get back to you guys on that while this boots up. Loading, loading, loading. There we go. And we're back and up and running.